Following up from last weekend's gospel, we have the continuation today, where Jesus says, "And the bread that I will give for the life of the world is my flesh." I repeat that phrase, for the life of the world. Now it makes me to wonder, what exactly is the life of the world? Does Jesus mean that the world is not alive? Or only if you eat my flesh and drink my blood that you will have life? We'll continue to ponder on this. But people are so upset with what they heard, and they question, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? And Jesus doesn't compromise. Jesus says, "Very truly I tell you." So it's not some comparison that I'm doing. Very truly I tell you, you need to eat. Unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you. So he speaks about the Son of Man. He doesn't point it to himself, but later in the next sentence he says, "Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life." Now, I just want to stay in this life. First we heard for the life of the world. And he comes here again and says, "Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life." Now comes a little deeper thing. Eternal life. Life forever. Not just future. Life that can never die. That is the life you will have from me. And going a step further, he explains, "Just as the living Father sent me, and I live because of the Father. So whoever eats me will live because of me." Now there are these words mentioned again. Living Father. What's the purpose? Why Jesus want to insist this life, eternal life, living Father, and I live because of the Father, and one who eats me will live because of me? At this time, I don't have the answer. I try to ponder on this a lot. But if you have something, do let me know, where I can explore. But in all this, know that what we are dealing is not a perfect answered forum, or the topic which have all the answers. At the start of the Mass, we say, let us prepare ourselves to celebrate these sacred mysteries. What we are entering in Mass is a mystery. The life that we have is a mystery. And the life that we get in receiving this flesh and blood of Christ is again a mystery. Now some of the few hints which you can have to ponder this little more. A person in a coma also has life. There is this functionality of the brain, there is blood circulation, there is heart at work. But is this person truly alive? There is a person who is in a vegetative state. We call this person living. But is he really alive like you and me? Another example. I came across so many plants. Plants that were as good as dead. It was so hard to figure out whether this plant was alive. There were no leaves, there was no fruit. And I need to literally scratch the bark or the skin and see whether there is green inside. And when I saw that green inside, it meant this plant was alive. Now what's the difference between you and someone who doesn't believe in God? Is there a life? And is that the type of life which Jesus speaks of? Or we may feel, I move around, I can shake my hands and my legs. Does that really mean that you are alive? Is this what Jesus speaks of alive? Or there is still another category which we don't get it? You know, when someone buys something, maybe buys a computer, a person may say, it works good, it's excellent. But someone else who wants to work on this computer, for that person, this computer is not good at all. So the word good is being used by one person, and for someone else, it's not good at all. Does Jesus really mean something of this nature? Where we feel that we are alive or we have life, but there is some other life which Jesus speaks of. Let us ask the Lord to enlighten us and to help us understand that we truly recognize this Jesus present and in a mysterious way at each Holy Mass.